Hello, beautiful Capricorn souls. Welcome to your tarot forecast for 2025 or 2025 tarot forecast. Whenever I type it, I immediately, I'm gonna say it different. Okay, so this could just be like self sabotage, but I'm not using my microphone because I don't know, I feel like it'll be alright. But anyway, so the energy that you're moving away from is the Ace of Cups, which is like a new love. I'm looking for a new love. Um, You're okay. So, like I say in the beginning of every video, the astrological new year starts in April. So these readings start in April 2025. In April 2025, Capricorn, I see that you're gonna have like a reconciliation with somebody, probably like an Aries or a Scorpio, back into your life. It's gonna like help your self esteem for whatever reason. The month of Aries is a time of reflection on self esteem, new accessories, new hats to wear, someone bringing a hat back to you that they might have like stolen or taken or that was lost. Um, and then moving into the month of Taurus or May 2025, we have the Six of Pentacles reversed. So Six of Pentacles reversed is like begging to borrow. Six of Pentacles in May, this is like you're begging to borrow money or something. Or you might be, um, or people are begging to borrow money from you, essentially. Some like lame people. And then moving into the month of Gemini, uh, June 2025, we have the Hierophant reversed. So this is saying to me that you might not like believe in mediumship, or you might not talk to mediums. You may not believe like in God, or that people have a connection to God or the Pope. Which I don't know if the Pope in Italy or whatever is the Pope or whoever, but there are definitely people who speak to God, and God definitely does speak to people. I see in the month of July, in the season of Cancer, 2025, we have the Sun card here. So there's a lot of joy and happiness. And so maybe this is just my miserable interpretation of the Sun card, but um, I was like, well, the Sun card is an auspicious looking card. It's like new things are coming to your life. Your life is being uh, infected or infected, impacted, or influenced by children. So, but it's all like who you are, So it's like if you don't like children, then like the Sun card's not a good card. If you don't like the glaring glow of the sun, like feeling like and maybe this, like I said, it's my own miserable interpretation. Because I was like, as a Pisces, I was like, I don't know if the Sun card's a good card because I'm like this like water guy. So if I'm like a fish out of water underneath the sun, that might not be like my favorite energy. So that's why I'm like, the sun is, here and there. And then for some people, like, they're afraid of the dark. So the moon is a scary card. So it's understandable. But I've just been having that, like, interpretation of the sun recently. So I'm like, I don't know. And then, I know that the weather and the seasons aren't the same throughout the entire world. But in some places, Cancer, the season of Cancer is summertime. So this 2025 might be like an extreme heat wave. It might be just really hot. I don't know. Like you might be spending more time outside than you usually do. And there's like the blaring glow of the sun, which is pretty. I don't know. Uh, so I guess just like be cautious of that. Um, so moving right along into the season of Leo. The season of Leo, the month of August, I always see it as like a season of overcoming obstacles or like obstacles being presented. And we have the Four of Pentacles reversed. So the Four of Pentacles reversed is like letting go of hoarding or letting go of fear. Um, uh, so this is like a fear of like probably aging or not being popular or famous. So, you might be thinking like, uh, if I came out with a fried chicken wing brand, that probably isn't the same as feeling like Michael Jackson or a hair metal band going into an arena of 5,000 people, 500. I don't know how many people arenas sit. But it might be what you're good at, and it might be your part. Um, you might think that your ceramic mugs that you're creating and painting, um, you might be thinking that they're too good and that people will steal them, or steal your copyright or something. Or you might be thinking that they're not good enough. So you're letting go of that in the month of August. And the thing is too, like, you might feel like your intuition has been challenged by people who have been trying to like prey on you and steal from you and take things from you and sabotage you. And how, you might have got the sonic rings knocked out of you from maybe like going toe to toe with like a Taurus or a Leo, or a psychic or a Scorpio. Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, yeah. Um, you might feel like you were like under psychic attack or something, but you're letting go of that fear. And moving into the season of Virgo, September 2025, we have the Five of Wands reversed. So the Five of Wands to me, I don't even know what I don't even remember. It's like it's a fire energy card. It's a fire energy card. It's very Saint Tropez. It's a fire energy card. It's a Leo card. It's especially like in September, August, September. It's a Leo card. And I know there's like an this is the only interpretation I have of the five wands. All other interpretations have gone away. It just represents like family feud. So whether if that's an internal family feud to be heard and to be listened to and respected, or if it's like the game show with Steve Harvey. And I was like, I've been for like almost like 4 years now, well, 4 or 5 years now. It's the only interpretation I can take from the Five of Wands. And then I have just recently and with Steve Harvey from Family Feud, I believe, is a Capricorn, if his public birth information is correct. And I had just recently watched it, and I was like, I don't know. Like, I feel like if I was on that show and somebody said something wild, like one of my family members, I might punch them. I was like, I don't know. Like, I've like cut the camera. What did you just say? Well, how do you think that's a top answer anywhere? So I don't know. So there's that. You might work on Family Feud every day. You might whatever. You might be Steve Harvey. Um, with all those buttons on your suit, you might look like Steve Harvey, for work or for school. Um, but so also with the Five of Wands, especially reverse, especially with the After Tarot that I'm using right now, it's like your family or your coworkers, the people that you went to school with, the people that you work with or used to work with, are like finally shutting up and listening to you about probably like new job opportunities or that daily routines and processes that are better. And there's actually like two fives here. There's a lot of fives here. Like you got the Hierophant, got the Five of Wands, and then moving into the month of Libra, the month of October 2025, we have the Five of Swords reversed, which is a Libra card. And this is saying to me, and it's reversed, so it's like saying to me, it's just like, people, Libras and etc. All people, because all people are some facsimile of Libra within their chart somewhere, like to win through deception. And it's like a lot of people's deceptions coming to light, like how some people could be lying about their education, their credentials, their story, everything, their identity, all types of things. Alias. Oh, let me have an. Oh, and then see, I feel like getting a reading live and in person is the real magician. Like that's when you see like the real magic, especially when you have esoteric knowledge and you just see the cards flip out in certain ways and certain patterns. So sometimes I feel like, well, I feel like it's prudent, that have these videos and the text message readings and other things that I do. But it's really like cool and synchronistic to see things like the Hierophant come out, and then we have the Five of Wands in September. We have the Five of Swords in October, and then in November there's the Five of Pentacles. So it's saying to me that in for Capricorn, you guys are in a like 555 vortex, and that's like, especially with like most of these cards being reversed, it's like not speaking to a wise counselor, not using talk therapy. So the Hierophant reverse, I'm like, it's Joan of Arc, it's someone, it's the Pope, it's somebody with like, like a divine connection to God. It's also like Oprah, it's also Ricky Lake, it's also you know, what's her name? I want to call her Vanessa. Vanessa from the Cosby Show. Tempest Bledsoe. Yeah, Tempest Bledsoe. It's watching Tempest Bledsoe, and it's also YouTube as well because of the red logo and the red dress of the Hierophant. It's also like, especially versus like you don't have a YouTube channel, you're not working on YouTube, and maybe you should, because if you don't, you could probably be experiencing the Five of Pentacles in November. And it's really funny, especially it's really funny, especially this being a Capricorn video, that I was like, I need a manager. I need someone to yell at me, like, do these readings. Like, you manifested being a tarot reader, and now you don't want to do the readings. And I was like, all right. So and you set things out for yourself. So, if you wanted to be a medium and you put yourself out there as a medium and maybe you're doubting your abilities or doubting your investment or belief in these things, you'll know in November. But the Five of Pentacles is like, it's not that bad. It's just like simply going to church or being like near a church. Um, it is like the candy store or like the dollar store or like Five Below. You might walk like a mile. I don't know like distance and stuff. So I'm like, I know that this has to do something with like distance as well, like having to walk a mile or like a half a mile, which I guess would be like 0.5 miles. Um, I don't know. But anyway, so November, so it's like a Scorpio energy is going on, but the Five of Pentacles kind of talks about Taurus, Virgo. We can say Virgo, and but also the Five of Pentacles. So in mediumship, so the what is it? Back to the Hierophant in mediumship. More recently, cards have been like saying names to me, or like having names, or identifying with names to me. Like I don't see the Queen of Swords here right now, but to me, whenever I see the Queen of Swords, I'm like, oh, this is like a Tracy, Trixie, Tony, um, Wendy, Lexi, Mindy, Bendy, like little names like that, like little IEY names. And then um, for the Queen of Wands, who I don't see here either, but the Queen of Wands, I see like names like with a C or a K, like Calvin, Calvin Klein, uh, Carol, Carolyn, Caroline, Sydney, Sybil, Sydney, Cindy, names like that. Um, but I don't have all the names yet. But those two cards, like the queens, have like been like we have multiple names. Um, I could see like the King of Swords is like an Aaron, like all the Aquarius names. Um, like Aaron, Adam, um, the guy from Hal, the guy from Malcolm in the Middle, when he's like in Breaking Bad and he shaves his head bald. But so I say all this to say that in the five of Pentacles, I've been hearing names like Linda, Lynn, Lynn Street, um, Melinda, Belinda, like things, Belinda Carlisle, things like that. Um, Belinda Carlisle, Heaven is a Place on Earth. In the Five of Pentacles, does talk about being close to a church. So it's like stuff like that. It's also people like who have like It's like, you know, as I am mean and a bully and vicious and ruthless. I was talking about before I did this video. I was like, oh yeah, Capricorns, they're lame, and but Five of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles reversed. It talks about like being a champion of like the lame and the weak, and it's like Capricorn is Hephaestus. He's the lame god, like the god of the lame. So it's just about helping people. Not to say that people with disabilities or whatever you call them these days. Um, Another thing too, because like it's like I'm quoting the Akashic record. Like they're not spirits aren't kind for any reason. But so uh, it's like people who have difficulty like taking out their trash. You might be dealing with a Scorpio who's a hoarder, has like difficulty taking out her trash for whatever reason, or doing their laundry. And okay, so then moving to December 2025, the season of Sagittarius, we have the Eight of Wands reversed, which the Eight of Wands is a very Sagittarian card. It's fire energy, like ladder, fire sign energy. And it's reversed. So there might be like some type of like Mercury retrograde or Saturn retrograde or something happening around that time. Or or like the effects or repercussions of such celestial activities. It's all about like miscommunications, misfires, and especially being in the Sagittarius position. So it's like somebody admitting about like not having gone to school, um, uh, not having gone on a trip, a trip being canceled, maybe even like dropping out of school. I usually see the hair. I usually see the Hierophant reversed right in front of my face. I usually see the Hermit reversed as like dropping out of school, and then the Hermit upright is like returning to school. I always like make I'm like, oh, it's like Rodney. So I don't know, maybe like the Hierophant is a name like Rodney, like it's like Rodney Dangerfield like going back to school at an inappropriately old age, um, just to be inappropriate with co-eds, and that's a very Sagittarius thing too. Anyway, very Sagittarius, very Capricorn. Hello Capricorn, and then in your the next month in your solar return month of January, which you might be born in December, but January, whatever. The season of Capricorn, we have the Eight of Swords, which the Eight of Swords is a very Aquarius card. But so more recently, so like I said, different temperatures and different seasons in different parts of the world, depending, if you're on the Tropic of Capricorn or the Tropic of Cancer. Uh, but I don't know. So this, might be a message for the Capricorns that are experiencing summertime around their birthday, which I don't know if that is a thing that happens, but I'm sure somewhere it's warm in January. And it's like beware of mosquitoes and like mosquito bite. Like I do cards every day for people on Reddit, for myself, whatever. Eight of Swords, it means mosquitoes. The mosquitoes taught me. So if you're like wanting to go on a trip and you're like, should I go on this trip? And it's like the sun, you know, Judgment upright, which is usually my card for like, yes, go for it. But just know mosquitoes. So like, and then it's like, I don't know, like even for myself, I'm like, I guess just get off, like, bug spray and it's no big deal. Um, but also the Eight of Swords has like been saying to me like short shorts are a lie because mosquitoes. But it's also so like the Eight of Swords and the Nine of Swords. I don't see the Nine of Swords here, but this is the Eight of Swords and Nine of Swords have been recently talking to me about feeling itchy and scratchy. Um, like all night long or like while you're walking, and it could be coming from like dehydration or I don't know, like lack of motivation, or using it as like a complaint, like I feel itchy when I walk or something, uh, or have an itch to go walking, but maybe there's like a lot of fear. I guess the Eight of Swords too could talk about like agoraphobia, like feeling trapped, but you're not really trapped. And I've always like heard that interpretation, and I was like, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean you feel trapped, but you're not really trapped? Like, are there ropes tied behind your back? No? Okay, well then you're not trapped, okay? Because there's people like they have the handcuffs, rope, or some people like I said like have disabilities, but you're able-bodied, and there's no ropes tying you behind your back. So what do you mean that you feel trapped but you're not trapped? And you can become trapped by fear. You can become trapped by anxiety. Especially, I think it's like the new Inside Out movie. There's like a new character, Anxiety, and they're orange, and they're kind of like I don't know, like tall and thin, and kind of looks sort of like the character that's depicted on the Eight of Swords to me. So that's that, and then it's also just like the fear of the unknown. What's outside, what the news is saying to you about what's going on in the world. It may like not make you want to leave your house. It is also this message of um, someone was saying to me about how like working out and health culture is tied to like whiteness and you know uh, like wealth and like all this other stuff, and it's like because in more impoverished areas, with higher minority populations, there's more people that have agoraphobia. So like getting up in the morning and going for a jog is not as easy when you have all these looming fears. Whether if it's coming from that or because you have a small stature and you're like snatchable or something, or because you just spent way too so much time watching Law and Order, that now everything has like a red glowing fear around it, or orange fear aura around it, and it's a glowing orange aura of fear, and so that's what's going on in January on your birthday. So you like might be afraid to go out for your birthday or something because of something you did. Also the Eight of Swords is like not wanting to return to a store because of like shoplifting, like anxiety and fear, um, returning things that you stole or something. And then in February, in the season of Aquarius, we have it's interesting, we have the Knight of Cups reversed. And this is interesting because this is a very like Pisces card, and this is saying that you might have like a Pisces friend who you feel like is insincere, or disingenuous, or like drunk, or something like that, and you might be dealing with them in February. It might be like their birthday later towards the end of the month, and then they might get drunk. And then this is interesting because, or you might be acting like a drunk Pisces. You might be trying to dress um, like a drunk Pisces, or you might dressing like them, acting like them, have the same vibration as them. Um, but this is interesting because in the next month, in the season of Pisces, or in March, I see that there is a Knight of Swords reverse, which is an air sign card, predominantly Gemini, but could also be a Libra or Aquarius. But it's just interesting because they're kind of flip flops. So you might be doing something late for an Aquarius's birthday in the month of March, or having an argument about that drunk Pisces, or how you're acting like that drunk Pisces, or talking to this drunk Pisces, blah 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 blah. And they're angry, but it's kind of funny because the Knight of Swords is a person that, like, much like the Oasis song, looks back in anger. So, they might be, I don't know, like, people are upset by weird things. So, like, they just might be really sad that, like, they weren't a part of Oasis, and the Champagne Supernova is their favorite song, and they want to, like, time travel and, like, write that song. And or they want to do something that Pisces has already done, and they're, like, very angry about it. It could be like a prediction about the future. Future, but so that's, like, the thing, though. Like, to see the Knight of Sword, like, to see the Knight of Cups reversed is a little sad. It's like, a villainous Valentine, or somebody that, like, unrequited love, like somebody that you're, like, in love with, but they're just, like, sort of romantic or flirtatious, where it's like the things they say are just, like, really kind in a world where no one is really kind. Or they like to, like, especially with the reverse Knight of Cups in the 11th house in Aquarius, is like somebody who grows roses, like a rose garden, but it's simply to harvest the roses. It's not because, like, I love you. It's just like, I grow roses. Here you go. Here's a bouquet of flowers. This is not because I love you. This is because friends. Platonic. Uh, and then and but then to see a Knight of Swords in the month of Pisces in the 12th house is uh, kind of a more auspicious position, because it is saying to me that this angry air sign person, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, those are the air signs, um, is looking towards the future. They're no longer looking back in anger. They are more interested to speaking with this drunk Pisces about future predictions and how to progress their life, and so that so it's, like, kind of a good thing, bad thing. There might, yeah. And then, so the energy that you're heading towards is that of the Queen of Pentacles reverse, which is a Capricorn card. So it's, like, more like feeling like yourself. But the Queen of Pentacles, especially with, like, the Six of Pentacles here, does talk about, like, somebody asking you for money, asking for, like, money back. You might have to ask for your money back, maybe from, like, Best Buy or something, or from some place. Or, like, you might have gone to some store and it might have, like, sold you a lighter that didn't work. You might, like, be too afraid, too much anxiety to ask for your money back. So that's what I see for 2025 for Capricorns. Thank you for allowing me to offer you some clarity and guidance to the upcoming new year. And I will see you in my next video. Thank you. Bye.